I am Tarah Jones, author of Sisters Coping, If My Daddy Was Here, and you're watching What's Your Point of View?
Tell me what's your point of view? What's your point of view? Tell me what's your point of view? It is your view, point of view, point of view. What's your point of view? It's time to hear from you. Welcome to Point of
Hello everyone, welcome to What's Your Point of View? I'm your host Amanda Johnson, and I thank you for tuning in for this segment. We have an awesome show lined up for you. I have my friend, my sister, my soul sister here, Tarah Jones, and we're going to talk about her book, Sisters Coping, If My Daddy Was Here. How are you doing today, Tarah?
I am doing well.
We are here.
Despite the cold, I am doing well.
Well, I'm so glad you had the opportunity to come and hang out with us today. We're going to have some good conversation about this book. But first, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am Tarah Jones. I'm an only child to Shirley Jones. I'm a new author, and I have 3 beautiful stepchildren that live with me full-time, 2 part-time. And I am just walking in faith right now in my new journey, and it's just an exciting part of my life right now. Just had a daughter who is now 15 months old.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, she was my 42nd birthday gift.
Yeah. You did well. That's all I'm going to say is you did well.
Yes, so, there's a lot of newness in this season in my life right now, and I'm just happy. And, just all of my community work has been just varnishing, and, just everything, it seems, is just now falling into place. And I'm just being quiet and letting the Creator do what they do. Right. And I'm just following instructions.
So let's say the writing was like your paddles to get you out on the water, but now you're just, all right. Yes, absolutely, because I didn't know how I was going to write Sisters Coping. And it was just a process to just get that one book done. Right. So it's funny that I said, okay, I have to stop this at this certain point because it's going to be a novel. Right. And I didn't want it to be a novel. And, talking to some friends and just getting their feedback about it. And one of our classmates, Jerry Clark, Najee, said, you keep saying, if your daddy was here, if your daddy was here. And I said, that's it. That's going to be the subtitle. Wow. Sisters Coping. The first book would be Sisters Coping, If My Daddy Was Here. And that has allowed me to just take it from there. But I had the opportunity to read this, and it was a full book. It didn't, even though there's more to the story, it felt like that was a nice full chapter. So it wasn't like, it was nice and full. So when I got to that, I was like, oh, okay. I know there's more, but that was kind of like, you kind of rounded it off really well. You gave us a lot, but you rounded it off. You didn't put the period there, but you kind of rounded it off very well. So did you have to collaborate with different people, or you kind of just went on what was inside of you?
Basically, I went on what was inside of me because I knew some folk might be offended with different parts of my story, but I had to say this is my story. Right. I did have to call a couple of friends to remind me of different stories. How did this go? I remember part of it, but for the most part, I was just ready to write about my life because I knew that everything that I was going through, I just knew that it had to be a reason. I was going through it so I could share my story, and that had allowed me to share parts of it. So it was something that was going to come out one way or another.
Right. that is true. It's kind of like a long reminisce, because like you said, you had to call somebody, like, what part was that? But that sounded like
when you're at a gathering, you're like, yeah, I remember when we went this. It's like, no,
Right.
it wasn't quite like that. It was like that. So
Yeah. Everybody has their version, but of course at the beginning I had to rely on my mother's memory and some of my elders, because of course I begin the day of my birth.
right.
So of course I don't remember that.
I remember everything. I'm coming up.
Yeah, so just hearing the stories that I was told, and just reminiscing and just remembering how it was in the 70s, and they told me that I did a pretty good job with allowing people to kind of follow the storyline with me and get
Yes.
visual with the music. So
Yeah.
I was really worried about that at first, because again, this is my first book.
Right.
So I wanted to make sure that I at least kept the audience, interested. So.
It was very engaging. Every time I was like, oh, okay. And I found myself from time to time when you were talking about the Motown music
Yes.
playing in the back, I was like, all right, back to me.
Singing with me, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
So you did a very good job with just kind of drawing them into that moment, because you can actually picture. So like, oh, I was looking out the window, there was a tree. So you can kind of, visualize.
Yes.
So you did a very good job
Thank
with
you.
that. Now, like I shared with you before, you wore what you were dealing with well. Nobody saw none of this. Because it's like Tarah was the person you wanted to hang out with. You didn't think Tarah, was going through what Tarah was going through. So I want you to share with us how, the things that got you through to where you didn't have to have your emotions on your sleeves.
Well, let me just say, when you talk about things that got me through, I talk about my girlfriends that were with me when we were very young. And I was talking to one in particular yesterday, Lakia, Kiki, and she says, you know what? We all were best friends. She said, but you were everybody's best friend. And she says, I'm not jealous anymore because we all had a piece of you. And she said that you were the same person, but you were able to give us what we needed, in that moment. And I just think that was part of my personality. Right. Basically, I always said, I'm going to be happy no matter what. And, my mom and I laugh at certain things now because she didn't realize what I was going through either.
Right.
And when she read it, I was like, ooh, my mom gonna
like
it.
Feel, Mom?
Yeah, and she actually enjoyed it.
Right.
She actually enjoyed it. She was like, I don't know about some of these parts, but
like
overall,
that's how I remember it.
overall, again, I was like, Mom, but that's my story, and
Right.
she just respects it, and she loves me unconditionally, anyways.
Right.
And she has my back, like never before.
Right.
So part of that is always wishing that I had that mother, at that time, she didn't think anything was wrong.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, but there's a lot wrong here.
Right.
And that has allowed me, hopefully to show other mothers, right now, talk to your children because you never know what they're going through inside.
Right.
They may look happy, they may appear to be okay, but if you don't physically sit down and have that conversation, you never know. And I just thank God constantly about us still having a wonderful, wonderful relationship because I love my mother.
Yes.
I really do. And, just blessed that she's sharing this
Right.
moment
Yes.
with me. And, so when you say I wear it well, I am trying to remember specific
Right.
things, but I just remember the people.
Right.
In my life, there was always someone really funny or, just somebody else happy about
Right.
something. And I mean, just the people, it just seemed like, although I was sad at moments, God seemed to just place different people, right in the midst to just give me the laughter when I needed it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, because everything that you did in high school, you were kind of in a leadership role. You were all, everybody looked to you as leader. So let's talk about a part in the book there where you had to deal with racism in college. How
In college?
difficult was that?
Well, it was very interesting because, again, I went to Indiana University of Pennsylvania, Punxsutawney campus, and, you know, folks were like, "You going to Punxsutawney?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "You do know the Klan is up there, right?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'm here to go to school." Right. So we're going to work this out. My mom was kind of worried, you know, and Robert Earl was worried, but I said, "Look, you got to go, drop me off, I'll be okay." My mom was like, "Call me every day." Okay, Mom. Right. I went out running because, you know, I just felt okay, although it was a racist town, supposedly. What surprised me was I was the first brown person that some of them ever saw, ever. And at first I was like, okay, y'all kidding. They were not joking. They were not kidding. And I had to, you know, deal with, again, a man in particular I talk about who did not like black people and he did not like women.
Double whammy.
Double whammy, right? But I spoke to him anyways, you know, because I'm like, I don't want you all to continue to tell me that you think black people are what you see on Cops. You know, that was kind of what they thought we all were like. And I was like, I don't think so. We need to change that perception while I'm here. So I decided not to be offended by the ignorance, but to help educate them. You know, so again, I talk about them playing with my hair, you know, touching my skin. I'm like, look, what else do I need to do to help you all recognize that we are all in the human race? Right. Yes, there are certain differences about our cultures and our races because, you know, everybody say, oh, we're not different. We are different.
Right, but you know, different. I know that.
Yes, yeah, we are very different. But they opened up to me. I opened up to them. And that's basically, you know, how it was. I knew that I needed to be careful in town. I didn't want to be too naive because, you know, you just never know. Right. But they used to invite me to different functions out in the community. I went to some that were closer. I didn't go too far. Right. But it was just amazing to me that I was the first African American that a lot of them had saw. And again, I was like, really? You know, but that was it.
When I read that part, I was like, being the first African American that somebody sees, what pressure. That's all I kept saying, like, what pressure was on you to kind of be like, this is what we are. Don't look at what you see on TV. Don't look at the court cases and they getting kicked out and not paying child support and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's like, but just to be that example, it's like you pretty much changed probably hundreds of people's lives in perspective on, you know, African Americans.
I hope so. I really hope so because my grades were pretty decent compared to some of them who didn't make it. You know, and I eventually transferred to the main campus, which they let me go early. Right.
But that was listening. You said the person that came after you was also named Tarah.
Well, we came in together.
Okay.
She went to the main campus, and I went to Punxsutawney campus.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I said they mixed up the applications and didn't see the the nationality part. I was like, well, at the end of the day, it was supposed to be what it was.
And that's how I saw it, and I just thought it was interesting because I was the only African American student on that campus.
Wow. That was one of the pieces that really, I'm like, that had to be a journey.
It was.
To be there to get your education and have to deal with the pressure of being different. And you already know as soon as you got there you didn't fit in, but I wasn't here to fit in. Right. And I think that's one of the things that we're dealing with, like with our young people right now. They're too busy trying to fit in, and then when they don't fit in, they fall out. Right. So by you having a mentoring program, can you just kind of talk to us about where our young women are today trying to fit in, but then they're kind of lashing out because they're not fitting in, and just kind of give us some feedback on how you feel.
Our young African American girls are in a very difficult.
Yes, Lord.
They're in a very difficult position. You know, when you look at the media portrayal, of beauty. You know, we still have the issue with dark versus light skinned, with hair, you know, weave versus natural, you know, with body parts being
Special.
you know, when it's sexy, you know, at 14 to be half clothed, they're in a very difficult situation. So I'm, you know, taking responsibility to tell them that no, that's not cute. And it's okay to wear your hair because it's the hair that God gave you. It's okay to love your skin no matter how dark or light your skin is. You know, it's okay to be different and not follow what the media is having you follow, because the media means you're no good. You
They
know,
do not have your best interest at heart.
So it really hurts me that they still look at name brand things, you know, to kind of solidify who they are. And, you know, when I was young, I'd say, look, if they're not wearing Tara Felicia, I'm not worried about them, you know. So I am taking the opportunity while I can, because it's my responsibility, you know, to do my part in making sure that the women's lives that I touch, they know where I'm coming from. You know, they know that I'm behind them 100%. Even, for instance, the makeup that I'm wearing, you know, is from Danny Tiger, one of my girls that I had since she was like 9 or 10. And, you know, so now I just always am making sure that we stay connected, you know. So when Macy Lago came out, I said, okay, I don't usually wear makeup, but when I do for those special occasions, like coming to talk to Amanda, I had to make sure that I dialed up. But, you know, again, she does awesome jobs with natural beauty. You know, so I just always and you know, just make sure that they know that it's okay to be naturally beauty. You can enhance what you have. You don't have to change it to look like something else. So, you know, that's just an example of me just touching girls' lives and them saying, okay, I get it. Even in my adulthood, I get it.
I get it, exactly. So I know at your book signing, one of the young ladies, Queen Kane, shout out to Queen Kane.
Yes.
She said that you said, she said, she called them dreadlocks.
Yes.
And your response was?
There's nothing dreadful about my hair. We're going to call them locks. Or
Nothing at all. I said, that's a statement for a t-shirt right there. So if someone wanted to get in contact with you or get a copy of this wonderful book, how could they do that?
They can reach me by my email, tarahfjones@gmail.com, tarahfjones@gmail.com. And if they want to purchase the book, it's on Amazon, amazon.com, or again, you can email me directly at tarahfjones@gmail.com.
Tara, I thank you so much for just coming and hanging out with us in the studio.
Thank you for having
Wish you so much success on your book.
Thank you.
And the additional books, but we're going to, you know, I know you're like, just not give me the brief with this one. But thank you so much, and we look forward to talking to you again about your other books.
Thank you. I'm so excited that you guys had me on.
Welcome.
It's an amazing opportunity. Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll have more of What's Your Point of View right after this.
It's time to hear from you. Welcome to Point of
My name is Super Dev and I do it how I do. You're in Chester, PA and you're watching Chester View.
with the one and only Mr. Devin. Now we call him, he the man. He making things happen. As you can see behind us, the kids are packing out the place. Tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
Well, what we got going on, we got a paint party going on, and it's an anti-bullying campaign. So we brought the kids in so they could get to meet each other, greet each other, have some fun with each other. This event is sponsored by Boundaries and Bridges, EGT Communities, the Artist Warehouse, just a bunch of organizations in the community that's making some things happen. My sister, Nett Pyatt, is up in the building putting it down. We got Donna Davis in here. She's working. You know what I mean? We got a lot of adults that are real concerned about the bullying epidemic here in the city of Chester, and we just wanted to put an event together and pull the kids together to combat that.
Well, as you can see, this event is a successful event. This is just one of many events that are going to be going on. If someone wants to get in contact, keep tabs on how to get in, be a part of the next event, how can they do that?
Well, you can look us up on Facebook. A lot of the people came out because of our Facebook post. We got a page called Igniting the Arts in Chester on Facebook. You can find us there. We got Boundaries and Bridges, so you can research that, what we're doing with Wyden University, or just stop downtown Avenue of the States. I encourage you to come out and see some of the things that's happening on the Avenue. The 500 block is popping, and you're missing out on it.
If you don't know, now you know. The arts are alive in Chester. Stay tuned. We got more arts right here in Chester, PA.
C-City, baby.
Tell us a little bit about the Stop Bullying campaign.
Okay. Well, I got involved because one of the parents at one of the local schools, daughter was being bullied, as well as one of my younger nieces were being bullied. I run an organization here called the East Gateway Triangle Initiative, which is a lot of after-school programs to teach adults and youth educational and enrichment program and recreational programs, just to keep them off the streets and get them involved in positive things. So Donna Davis, who is actually the parent that got me connected, because she's actually one of my East Gateway Triangle parents. So I decided to help her out at one of the local schools. We did a small campaign event there, and we decided if we just do fun things, but at the same time plant the message of not being a bully and what bullying really does to young folks. So this is just one of our second of many that we're planning. We're actually gearing up for October 19th, which is National Anti-Bullying Day. So we're going to hope that all the schools get involved and organizations and do a campaign here in the city of Chester. We want our youth to be positive.
That is definitely a good point to show the kids what bullying does, because some of them think we're just having fun and we're joking around, but it's more serious than that.
Exactly. So by the time a child gets home from school, the parents see a difference in them, but they don't understand why. And then if they don't open up to the parents, so we're also got workshops where we're going to help the parents recognize the signs, because it might be something that they're missing when a child come home from school and stuff, so to help out as well.
Is there a website people can check out for you?
Numerous websites. The government has them, as there's kids.org, there's PACE called PACE organization, so it's numerous websites. So we're pulling from information from all the websites and trying to integrate it with some of the teachers, our communities, organizations as well. Yep. So we're just having fun today.
I know that's right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Are definitely alive in Chester. Tell us who you are and tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm Uncle Joe. I've been doing this since I was 14 years old at the Leonardo da Vinci Art School in New York City. And shortly after, let's say, many years, I moved into Philadelphia, and then I heard about Devin and his goings on with teaching to build Chester, so I wanted to participate and show the children a little few tricks with feathers and doing some little masterpieces, But keep art as a savior for Chester, Avenue of the States. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah. My pleasure to participate. I'm 92 years old. And August 1st, I'll be 92. Yeah. So it's at the end of this month, the 1st of August, I'll be 92. Yes, thank you so much.
You had the hat on. What kind of hat do you have?
Oh, yeah, I'm a veteran of World War II. I was an amphibian and the 594th Engineer Battalion, Shore Regiment, 4th Division. And I fought in Japan, fought the Japanese, and finally they surrendered. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. I know the A-bomb was a terrible thing, but that's why I'm here. It saved my life. Yeah.
Thank you for your service. Did you have fun with the arts today?
Yes.
Okay, did you learn any tricks?
Yeah, I learned the one with the feather.
Uncle Joe showed you the one with the feather?
Yes.
Thank you, Uncle Joe.
My art is about me and my mom looking at the sunset.
That is just too precious.
It's about like flowers and like about darkness when like flowers and stuff. So I just made like the outs, like this part. It was supposed to be like a dark spot, like around. I don't know, around the world where it's dark, and these were like just creepy trees and flowers and stuff. So,
But the flower's gonna bring out that color. But I like the fact that she added her own border. She said this gonna be on somebody's wall, so let me give a border right now. All right, Mom, tell us about your art.
Okay, mine is a jungle theme, and this is the lion. I have some bumblebees going around here, a ladybug, and just the scenery.
I love it. Thank y'all for sharing. Well, my sister Felicia here is very talented. She paints, she sculpts, so she's being modest, but she's here volunteering. So why do you think it's important to make sure that these kids get this outlet?
It's important because Chester has such rich arts history. The Alfred O. de Jong Museum is located right on the Avenue of the Arts. Overtown is doing all of these amazing initiatives for arts and culture. Chester is arts. I was born in Chester. I model. I am a sculptor. People have done sculptures of me and different artworks of me, and I was born here, and art it just runs through us, I think. I really think that, some of the artworks here were amazing, and the kids. That actually, and Devin told me about that particular piece. It is not me. It is not me, but I'll take it. It can be me.
Right? She'll take it. That's her, y'all. So I'm here with the in-live version.
Yes. I do a little modeling, do a little bit of arts, but kids need art. Kids need an outlet. Children need an outlet. And the platform of stopping bullying is just the perfect outlet for children to understand what that is all about. The fact that Annette had that, initial concept and wanted to create an event for the kids to understand it and do something that is artistic and where they can express themselves and have fun and get to know each other. That is extremely important, mixed with the very important concept of stopping bullying. So children need to be able to express themselves. So I'm here to say that, I will volunteer anytime for the Chester Made Project, for the Chester Made Initiative, and you can come and help and volunteer as well. If you have an interest, we're right here on the Avenue of the Arts, right? You get right off at the Chester Transportation Center, and in about 2 seconds, you'll be right here at this building. So, yes, I'm happy to be here and so thankful that you interviewed me, and that's it.
As you can see, the arts are alive. We still have a young lady sitting here still painting her heart out. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.